Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. I have been seeing this all over social media, and I have to address it. People are saying that the super kick and sweet chin music are the same. Everyone knows what a super kick is. You see Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso and the Young Bucks and Kevin Owens and Penta and pretty much every superstar in WWE, AEW, the independents use a super kick. And it's used over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's just a super kick. It really has lost its validity. It's lost its reaction. It's kind of just another move that people do. And then you have the sweet chin music. If you don't know, that's the finishing move of Shawn Michaels. Yes, it looks exactly like a super kick, but it's sweet chin music. And a super kick and sweet chin music are not the same at all. Yes, they may look like the same move. They may both be a kick to the face, but they are not the same move. People associate sweet chin music with Shawn Michaels. They also associate that with the finish of the match. Like, this kick is going to knock this guy out, and Shawn Michaels has just won. When he tunes up the band, oh yeah, baby, we're tuning up the band. This is sweet chin music. Shawn Michaels is about to win. Whether he's kicking, Ric Flair to retire him, or he's kicking John Cena in the face, or he's kicking Randy Orton, or he's kicking Triple H, or he's kicking Kevin Owens at Saturday night's main event, which is one kick that made Kevin Owens leave the ring and get knocked out. Like, that's sweet chin music. It's not this kind of crap super kick where Penta throws 7 super kicks in one match and they all mean absolutely nothing. That's how you really make a move mean something. You can say the same about a cutter and the RKO. Everyone hits a cutter, especially on the independents. People come up with creative ways to hit the cutter. You have the diamond cutter, you have Cody's cutter, you have all these sorts of different cutters, but none of those mean that the match is going to be over. But when Randy Orton hits the RKO, people are like, yes, this is the finish. I can't wait to see this RKO. It's one of the most devastating and popular finishes of all time. So yes, the mechanics and the dynamics of the move may look exactly the same, and they may be the exact same move, but they are not the same. And don't ever compare a super kick to sweet chin music again, because it's an atrocious comparison, and it diminishes the work that Shawn Michaels did to make sweet chin music one of the most famous finishers of all time. And the same can be said with Randy Orton and the RKO. So I wanted to talk about that very important topic before I jump in to my next topic, which is CM Punk. Now, CM Punk is an interesting thing going on right now with WWE heading into WrestleMania. Right? A lot of people thought CM Punk was going to win the Royal Rumble, because now CM Punk is kind of in his finish his type of story thing with WWE, right? Because we saw Cody Rhodes finish his story over the last couple years, culminating at beating Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Then CM Punk comes back, and now his story, and the reason why he wanted to come back to WWE, is because he's never main evented WrestleMania. He's been one of the biggest stars in professional wrestling history, was a massive star in WWE before he left, and then he went back to AEW, and now he's back in WWE, and his story is to main event WrestleMania. He's never done it before. He's done a lot of great things, and is a very popular superstar, had one of the best title runs we've ever seen, but he's never main evented WrestleMania, and that's his story. And so we thought going into the Royal Rumble, that was going to be him. It was going to be him. It was going to be John Cena or Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns or potentially Drew McIntyre. But Jey Uso shocks the world. Now, Jey Uso most likely is going to pick Gunther to face at WrestleMania. Why? Because if Jey Uso picks Cody Rhodes, it tells everyone, including the fans, that he doesn't think he can beat Gunther. He's already lost to him 3 times. He picks Gunther because he wants to prove to himself and the fans that he can beat him. That's why he's picking Gunther, not because he's a lesser champion. He's still a world heavyweight champion. And so Jey Uso is going to pick Gunther because he has to prove to himself and the fans that he is the main event and that he can beat a dominating force like Gunther, which leaves the only remaining world title, Cody Rhodes, the WWE champion. And so CM Punk loses at the Royal Rumble, has already qualified for the Elimination Chamber. Who's also in the Elimination Chamber? John Cena. And we saw that press conference after the Royal Rumble, which is the best John Cena, the serious John Cena comes out when he says how good he's been. His long history, his storied career, his unselfishness. What's best for business is John Cena main eventing WrestleMania 41 against Cody Rhodes. So he has to win the Elimination Chamber. But what about CM Punk? What about his story? And so if you think about it like that, you see that what's potentially going to work out is that John Cena will win the Elimination Chamber. He will go on to face Cody Rhodes in the main event of WrestleMania. CM Punk loses. What does he do? He can't go to WrestleMania now. He can't main event WrestleMania now. He can't wrestle for a championship at WrestleMania now. How does he finish his story? Does he go into the triple threat? Do we see a Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, CM Punk match? I think that actually is a main event, but it's not considered the main event because it's not for a championship match. It may very well be the last match on night 2, right? Because night 1 main event might be Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. Night 2 main event might be that triple threat of CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. So that's still not finishing his story. Now, can WWE keep the interest alive till WrestleMania 41 to actually finish the CM Punk story where he gets his main event and gets that world title shot at WrestleMania? But then we think about another interesting thing that could potentially happen is this favor. What's the favor? Paul Heyman owes CM Punk a favor. What is that favor? Well, here, what it might be, it could be, are they going to pay this story off at WrestleMania, or are they going to pay this story off post-WrestleMania? I believe they're going to pay it off at WrestleMania. And so again, John Cena wins the Elimination Chamber. CM Punk no longer has the chance to main event WrestleMania and finish his story. We know the history between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, so might as well give them that singles match at WrestleMania. That would be huge. The history there is amazing. We saw Seth Rollins curb stomp the shit out of Roman Reigns. There is so much there to make that an absolutely fantastic match heading into WrestleMania. Similar to the tension and the history and the passion in like a Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens feud. So those two feuds will be incredible. And we'll have one on night 1, one on night 2, and it'll be just tension-filled, history-filled, fantastic matchups of Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Then what happens with CM Punk? Well, CM Punk now calls in his favor to the man Paul Heyman to get him in to that world championship, that WWE championship match with John Cena and Cody Rhodes. Now it turns into Cody Rhodes versus John Cena versus CM Punk in the main event of WrestleMania. And CM Punk now can finish his story. Now, I don't know if he's going to win that match. I don't know if John Cena is going to win that match or if Cody Rhodes is going to continue being champion. I believe Jey Uso will dethrone Gunther. But then the favor that Paul Heyman has to get him, that's the story that they can build heading into WrestleMania 41. You have the story of John Cena winning the Elimination Chamber, main eventing WrestleMania 41, going for title number 17. Then you have the favor that Paul Heyman owes CM Punk, which somehow gets him into the main event of WrestleMania 41 against Cody Rhodes, against John Cena. So now we have this massive history-filled match of John Cena going for number 17, CM Punk trying to finish his story, and Cody Rhodes continuing to stamp down his legacy as one of the greatest of all time. And so I think that's where potentially we're going to go with finishing this story, with doing this favor for CM Punk. That's where we can go. It also garners interest for Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. It also makes sure that John Cena is going after that 17th world title. And it also continues to have this interest in finishing this story for CM Punk. Those are my thoughts and feelings. I have no idea what's going to happen, but I think that could potentially be amazing heading into WrestleMania 41. Then you have that triple threat of Cody Rhodes, John Cena, CM Punk. You have Jey Uso versus Gunther. You have Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. And you have Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. And potentially you have Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest. I mean, those are all big-time money matchups that could fill night 1 and night 2. And then you all add the women's matchups in and some mid-card titles, and you have an absolutely fantastic two-night WrestleMania. So that's my thoughts, feelings. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Am I right, wrong, really dumb, stupid? Let me know. Would love to hear it. And please subscribe and share this channel with every single wrestling fan that you know. And I'll see you next time. Lots of love.